Hello everyone,
I'm Nora
and I'm Raghda,
and in our lesson today
we'll
learn together
the
about
present simple and the present continuous, and at the end of the lesson we'll compare between them. So,
let's begin.
what is the present simple? This is such an important question which makes a lot of students get worried about it. But the thing is that the present simple is something which expresses something which was right in the past and actually right in the future, and it's right in the present. So it expresses something which is right at distances. Fine. Then maybe we can say general facts. It works
Like
general
the
facts.
word is round.
Like the day is 24 hours and the sun comes from the east. And it also can
be used. The second answer is a habitual or everyday activity. Like an example, he always plays football. Okay? So let's know the formation of the present simple. I, you, we, they, or any plural noun plus the infinitive. Like an example, I play football. Okay?
And we can also say he, she, and it, or any singular noun plus s, is, ies, or es. And it actually depends on the last of the verb. Like if the verb ends with an y, we delete the y and put an is, and you will notice in the front of the video. Fine. So as an example, we're gonna say she loves me. Here is she, the subject, and loves is the verb plus the s, and the object is me. As for the negative, I, you, we, they, plural noun plus don't plus infinitive. So I can say they don't play basketball. Here is the subject, they, and don't, the negative thing that we use, and play football is the infinitive.
And we can say in the negative, he, she, or it, or any singular noun plus doesn't plus the infinitive. Okay? Like he doesn't make his bed. Okay? Now let's talk about the yes or no question. Okay, so yes or no question, we use do or does plus the subject plus the infinitive. Like an example, do you play football? Yes, I do, or no, I don't. Does she like pizza? Yes, she does, or no, she doesn't.
And we can say with WH questions. Alright, WH questions are who, when, why, what, how much, how many. These are the WH questions, fine? So we put the WH question, whatever it is, maybe when, why, and anything, plus do or does, and it depends on the subject. If the subject is something which is singular, then it takes does, something which is plural, then it takes do, and the subject is infinitive, then the exam can be like, when does Tom study his lessons? Maybe he studies it in the evening, in the morning, whatever. And now we have the adverbs of frequency. The adverbs of frequency are always, and it's 100% sure, 100%, usually, often, sometimes, seldom, or rarely, and never.
With 0%.
Alright, then, there's an important note which you need to know where to put the frequency verbs. Actually, they come before the main verb and after the verb to be. As for example,
I always drink milk. Or, so here we put always before the main verb. But here, sometimes it's the adverbs of frequency and comes before the main and comes after the verb to be. And now we have the usage of the present simple. Okay, the first use is daily routine. Okay, like an example, I get up at 6 o'clock.
And the second one is repeated action, and that means that you do the action more than one time, one time. As she walks her dog every morning.
And the third use is happens. As an example, he usually goes shopping. So he usually do this action, okay?
government states. As maybe you live in some place, we can say he lives in Turkey.
And the fifth one is facts. This is a fact. Like an example, the sun rises in the east, as we say at the first of the lesson. The fact is true in the past and is true in the present and will be true in the future.
And the timetable and
or schedules.
As the train leaves at 3 a.m. So this is the uses of the present simple tense.
Okay, now we talk the first part of this lesson. Now let's talk the second part, and this part is called the present continuous. So before we talk about the formation of it, we will learn what is the present continuous. The present continuous is a temporary activity, okay, that began in the past and is continuing in the present and will be end in some point in the future. Okay, like Tom is sleeping right now.
And we can also use it about talking in general things in progress, as things which has happened this week, this month, this year, this day, and these things. So we can say Sama is writing another book this year, and this is generally active. This is a general activity. All right. So this is what is the present continuous. And now let's talk about the formation of the present continuous. Actually, we take the subject, whatever it is, I or
I and am,
I or he and she and it singular, or they and we and you plural.
Okay, we will take the subject I plus am plus verb plus ing.
And you will take the subject he or she or it plus is plus verb plus ing.
And the subject may be they, we, you, or any plural noun plus are plus verb plus ing.
As for examples, we can say I am watching TV.
He is watching TV.
We are watching TV. And that was everything for the formation of the present continuous tense. Alright, now with the negative. The negative comes with the subject, thus am or is and are, and it depends on the subject if it's singular.
And if I will say I am, he, she, or it, or any singular noun, are, you, we, they, or any plural noun with you.
Yeah.
With are.
Plus, not, plus, verb, plus ing. As an example, I'm not watching TV. I is a subject and is a helping verb, and not it should be here because it's negative, and watching is a verb plus ing.
She's not watching TV. Okay, so she here is the subject, and we talk is because she talks is, and not she isn't or she is not, as you want, watching TV.
They are not watching TV. They is a subject or is a helping verb, not should be here because it's negative, and watching TV is a verb plus ing, and TV is something that we put for making a sentence more sense.
Okay, now let's talk about the yes or no question. Okay, am or is or are plus the subject plus verb plus ing. Like an example, are you lost in this country? Yes, I am, or no, I'm not.
Is he hungry? Yes, I am. Yes, he is.
Or
no, he isn't. Okay. Now for the WH questions. We put the WH question no matter what is it, when, where, why, plus the am or is or are, and it depends on the subject, and I said that before, plus the subject, plus the verb, plus the ing. As what are you doing?
I am playing games.
So that's it.
Okay, so this is the questions in the present continuous. Okay, so now let's talk about the time expressions. The time expressions are like used with the present continuous, and when you see these time expressions, we usually use the present continuous, like look out, watch out, be careful, listen. I will talk this example at the last
of the episode.
Okay.
Now the usages of the present continuous.
Something's happening right now. Let's take an example.
We are watching TV. Annoying behavior plus always. Let's take an example. She's always talking about herself. Arrangements in the future. Let's take an example. They are traveling abroad. Listen, Raghda and Nora sing.
Okay, so now let's compare between
the present simple and the present continuous. Well, in the present continuous, we express action which is happening right now.
Let's have the present simple first.
Alright.
Well, in the present simple, it's express general truth. Like an example, it rarely rains in the desert, so it's a general truth.
And in the present continuous, we describe action which is happening right now, like she is reading a newspaper upstairs.
But in the present simple, we use habits, like Nora goes to dance club every Thursday.
And in the present continuous, we take an annoying habit plus always we say she is getting.
Okay, now the habits. Nora goes to the dance club every Thursday.
And we here add annoying habits plus always. Raghda is getting married on Saturday.
And now but in the present simple we have permanent states. Like an example, Nora always plays basketball.
But in the present continuous we have temporary states. Raghda is playing with her sister for 4 hours. And there's something here. Nora doesn't dance in a club. Nora dances in my wedding. She will dance in my wedding.
Okay, so thank you. See you in the next lesson. Bye. I hope you understand this lesson.
Bye.
Bye.